So I would like to know, how did you come across this field? How did you get into this?
That's a very, very interesting question.
But I tell him this is some field where you'll be doing everything.
Yes,
Come to this one.
Correct.
They should be aware that competition. How do you do that?
To understand that question, how do we build or how do we motivate the
Correct. How do we motivate the? Even my co-founder Karthik has written a book.
Markets are different in every location.
Right.
What product can sell in one location might not sell in different location. Did it really? I did one hour? I thought you cut short it, huh?
No. 1 hour is done. Everyone, welcome back to InvnTree's podcast. I'm Hemanth Puttaiah, founder of InvnTree IP Services, and all the previous podcasts that we have somehow have been with mostly been with Indian startups, wherein the IP heads of such startups came. And what unique was about those podcasts was that all of them actually came from EV companies. And they were from Indian startups. So today we have lucky to have a guest who is from a very different background as such. Our guest is Swati Srivastava. She is from Aumovio, which you better know as Continental, which you'll recall better. Aumovio is something which is just branched out of Continental, is what I understand.
Right.
Yeah. So she's from a multinational company which has got a global presence. So I feel that you will get to hear a very different perspective on patenting from her. Welcome, Swati.
Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. We are very lucky to have you on the podcast today.
Thank you.
Yeah. So this is the question I ask everyone because patenting is not something which is like a career choice, which many people would even know, right? So they usually would have ended up in patenting through choice, not choice, by some luck as such. Whereas usually people don't see that, okay, I'm going to get into a career in patenting. This is what I want to do. Because in India, we do not have such a insight for students themselves. So I would like to know, how did you come across this field? How did you get into this?
That's a very, very interesting question. Your point that says that this career choice is not something that people plan.
Yes.
Right now in today's age, when I see students and I see freshers, I see many of them have this aspect in mind that I want to choose this career option.
Oh.
However, back in time when we started the career, our society, people around us, our parents, they did not know what is this. What are you getting into? What sort of a job have you got? So when I finished my master's in computer application, and for obvious reasons, I was looking for a job in the area of development, software, coding, something like that. And I saw this opportunity from one of the law firms in Delhi for opening in patents. And we just thought to give it a try. And we went for the interview, and just luckily things went into the right direction and I got into the job. However, when I talked to my parents that this is the job I got, and I would tell them that I have cleared the patent agent examination, the word agent was
agent is like, oh yeah, let me come back to that. Whatever said and done, I think in India, the agent word has got a very bad meaning. Okay. I would request the government to come up with an alternate name for us.
You have to use the complete registered Indian patent agent at the India Patent Office.
See, many people we can just, I think I'll just call myself a patent attorney.
Yeah. Registered patent attorney.
Because when you say an agent, somehow it is giving you that feeling that these are like real estate agent or something like that. Okay. Please continue.
So that's what I was saying. So that time I just got this opportunity to work at the law firm, and I moved to a different city, and there was no looking back after that because it was a very good working environment I got in the law firm, and after that in-house. I would just say that because of this opportunity that came my way at that time, I got into this field. But at that time, we were not very aware of these openings or this
The field
intellectual
itself.
property as a career choice.
Okay.
But after that, things have been changing, I would say. Kids are more aware now when they talk about this career choice. I see people planning to come after IP after finishing their BTech or MTech.
Seriously?
Yes,
Oh,
so,
okay.
uh,
That's a good thing to know.
Yes.
Because from my experience, even when we are trying to hire new people, it's still because let's say now at least the colleges have a curriculum
paper,
where
yeah.
there is IP and all that. Even my co-founder Karthik has written a book for the subject
Nice.
itself,
Yes.
which has been now been used by VTU
Okay.
for I think it's 5th semester or something, which they had to follow the syllabus. So
Yes.
he has written a book which has been followed now.
Yes.
But at least they know something. There is something called as intellectual property, IP, patenting, and all that, which actually makes our job in hiring easier because at least they know. Otherwise, you will have to tell them, first of all, educate them what is this field. Then first of all, because it's let's say we are hiring freshers, what happens is they would have seen one part of it, right? Okay, I want to become a software developer or something in electronics and all that. But I tell them this is some field where you'll be doing everything.
Yes,
Come to this one,
correct.
they'll be like a bit very, oh, am I doing the right choice?
Yes, that option remains. I mean, when you hire freshers, you always stand that understanding that when they move ahead 2-3 years or 4 years into the job, they might start planning what I want to do next. Should I get to do an MBA? Should I do a PhD? What are my next moves? That will always remain a thing that as a hiring professional people will face or employers will face. That where will the freshers go? But what I see in today's world, the freshers are more educated of this career stream.
Definitely.
Maybe there is still scope that this career choice will expand and people will be more aware of it. But what it was 10, 15, 20 years back,
it's better, improved a lot more.
And adding this paper in the curriculum also has expanded this horizons of in the field of innovation as well. So not just coming to the IPR field, even when BTechs or MTechs, they join companies as a software professional, they sometimes do not know or earlier would not know that they have to, if they invent something, how will it go ahead? But today people are aware that if I invent something, I can file a patent for it, or it can be taken ahead for licensing or licensing out, licensing in, things like that.
Definitely.
So I feel that.
Yeah, see, the thing is, the challenge what remains for us is the people we are planning, let's say freshers also, we plan to hire. You would know that this field requires the best of the people because they'll have to understand technology, they'll have to understand technology fast.
Yes.
And they'll have to understand, and once they understand technology, the articulation of the technology is pretty important.
Yes.
And not just that people have to understand one technology. Today you're working on one, tomorrow you're working on another thing. So we need the brightest of the people, and that is where we face challenges because we are competing with the biggest of the companies to get the brightest of the people.
That's right.
And that's a bit of a challenge. But still, there are, what I see from this generation is that they are willing to actually explore different opportunities rather than go in the same
engineering or medical.
They are actually ready to actually explore something else. That is how we have been lucky to get good people also. Nice, good.
Yes.
So you have worked in an organization which was an Indian company itself. Now you're working with a global multinational. And from that experience, what do you feel that is the difference between, let's say, working in an organization which is purely focused on India, or as an Indian company or an Indian national company, whereas opposed to, let's say, a multinational company wherein, let's say, the culture is different or the patenting culture itself is different? what have you seen? What is the differences that you have seen in working in such companies?
So you mean to ask that when I have worked in a India-based organization
Correct.
and I'm now working in a global
Correct.
environment, the focus changes in the sense that what I see is in a global picture, their perspective or the focus, I would say, of the IP team or the R&D teams in the global structure is they have employees, they have engineers in all these locations. They have to follow the patent laws of all these countries, the regulations and market, the sales of all those companies. I would not say really matters of being an Indian organization or a global organization.
Doesn't matter much?
Because not to that extent as people would imagine, because in general the focus was more about building the portfolio and motivating innovation and the whole sole objective of the IP team. Because even being an Indian organization, they have to focus on the global markets.
Definitely.
Where they want to build a portfolio, which country is a better sales for them, better market for them, better customers for them. What matter most is what are the products of the company, the services. Or
Definitely. The alignment of the products with the patents themselves. Okay.
Global teams have locations worldwide. That's also with my previous company also they have branches, locations in other companies. So you have engineers, you have innovators in all your location and branches, and when they want to file the patents, they will follow the regulations of their particular country. And what is your R&D or the roadmap of the company as it grows ahead, the business roadmap, what it wants to launch, what it wants to provide into the market, and where are the inventors located, what are its strategies in going ahead into the market. That is not so dependent on where is the Indian, if it's an Indian company or if it's a global company. In all, the strategy differs on what is the product and which places you want to launch.
Okay, coming to the strategy itself, you talked about strategy. That is where lies my next question itself. Now, maybe your opinion may differ, but what I've seen in many companies is that when it's a multinational company which has a headquarters outside of let's say India, most of the strategy actually comes from the headquarters itself, and the regional IP teams have to actually implement that strategy itself. So in such cases, most of the decisions, the strategic decisions, do come from outside of India. Is that the same now as well, or has this changed, wherein the Indian part arm of the team also has takes strategic decisions as well?
Here I want to say that we have to understand that the global location, there's an IP team which is scattered across the locations, and there are people sitting in the global location, I mean the central location or the headquarter office as we can call it. We have to understand that all these IP team is part of the same team. The objective is the same, and we all work for the portfolio of the whole company.
Okay.
If we have this in the mindset that this is India team, India IP team, and this is a different US IP team, and this is a central IP team, your objective are different, my objective are different, central objective is different. If we do not have that mindset, we have to understand that this is for the company. We all are working with one objective, and we all are at the same side of the table. That is building the portfolio of the company, growing the portfolio of the company. That's the whole sole objective.
Got it.
Right. Now we have, definitely there are like I said, regulations or patent law activities or requirements of the patent law in different areas. Markets are different in every location.
Right.
What product can sell in one location might not sell in different location. That differs. Now, what the Indian patent requirements are, what the European patent requirements are, that will also differ. But with that alignment in mind, that what is the basic configuration you might need in the policies regarding to different locations, that might differ, but the whole sole objective is to go ahead with what the company's plans and the strategies are.
Okay. So, who decides as to what products are selling in India? Is that something which the Indian IP team does, wherein let's say you do analysis and you say that these are the patents that we have to actually file in India. Is that something which is done from the local IP team, or does it come from a central IP team as well?
So what products are to be sold, that definitely is to be decided at the senior level with the senior management team.
Okay.
The R&D teams might give us the roadmap that which product can be sold at what place and different location can provide, along with the data that where is the sales going, where are the figures going, and how can it be aligned, the sales can be aligned.
Okay.
And based on that, IP team can accordingly try to educate, inform the inventors or tell the R&D teams that make your inventors align with the roadmap.
Correct. That is where I'm coming to. So now, does Continental Aumovio have a R&D team in India itself?
Yes.
You do.
Yes.
So many inventions do come out of India. So in such cases where inventors are, let's say from India, you would be, I think, aligning with the inventors and actually trying to understand because from what I've seen, see in India, we know that it differs from company to company, but still the IP culture itself is something which is not very spread across, because it comes from let's say the education background as well, how aware they are of IP itself. So the IP culture itself for the Indian team, as opposed to let's say IP culture in a much developed country, do you see any difference as such? Do you need to actually inculcate that culture more, or try to actually educate them more about let's say the IP culture itself, as opposed to let's say the team which is sitting in maybe Germany as such?
Okay, so before we started, the first thing we discussed was that how curriculums for the students are changing these days. With that evolving structure, when the ground level education is changing, and we are educating the students when in their technical degrees more on this aspect of IP and innovation. So these people, when they are joining the offices, they have a little bit of understanding of what IP is and how they can contribute to the portfolio or to the IP requirement as a whole for the company. So yes,
so do they keep IP always in their mind when they are doing something?
It really depends from not always, I would say, but yeah, we have to build that culture. Maybe as when they join, and from that time itself we start putting it in their minds that this is what is also there in their company, along with the work that you do. If you have come out with some cutting edge solutions to problems or requirements of the market, this is something that you should do. Reach out to the IP team, where IP team can support you. So it really comes on us to build that culture in the company, location to location or globally as well, that this team is existing to take ahead the innovations that you have done along with your work. And definitely that culture has to be built up. We have to spread across that.
So how is that being done? Because from my past conversations with let's say IP heads of startups, they do a very different, right? Startups are very nimble. They actually follow very different type of, let's say, culture building. So they put their, let's say, on a dashboard, they'll put their photos, their names are spread across. So you try to give the inventors some sort of a recognition wherein they feel that, oh yeah, I have been recognized, rather than monetary benefits. They are recognizing them a lot. And so people are aware that, oh yeah, I also have to come up with something, get a patent granted. So that is there. In startups, I have seen that. But in multinational companies function very differently. They're not as nimble, because multinationals are, you have seen that they are bound by strict policies, how things are to be done. With all this in mind, how do you actually build that culture? What do you do to actually train them? And actually, they should be aware that competition. How do you do that?
That's a to understand that question, how do we build or how do we motivate the inventors?
Correct. How do we
train them?
motivate the inventors
Yes.
themselves
Now
to be self-motivated, sort
now,
of?
yeah. Now, recognition is a very important aspect, be it startup or be it a
Multinational,
multinational, a very old company, or whatever is the sort of employer or the employment environment. Motivation goes a long way in building this culture or telling the inventors or employees that this is something that can be done. So definitely monetary motivation.
Monetary motivation
Yes,
is
and
the
recognition, certificates, events where you can call them and inform others, the whole company, that this is what this particular inventor has done, the best inventors. And then, yes, you say that displaying the name, that is it's not just a startup thing, it is there in many companies.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, which we commonly call it as Wall of Fame.
Wall of Fame, correct.
Yes.
Okay.
So the name of the inventors. Now, who comes to that Wall of Fame? That criteria might be different from company to company.
Correct.
Right.
May not be always the inventors. Maybe different.
People who have just solved the problem. Maybe who have just the applications. Maybe who have some specific number of grants, depending on how the company wants to take it ahead.
Right.
So that differs from company to company. But yes, motivation is something which is a very strong aspect of bringing the inventors ahead. And I also try to tell the inventors that how it helps them in their personal growth. Now, because what happens, patent applications are filed in the name of the employer, and
But they are always named as inventors.
Yes, employees are named as the inventor, and we give them monetary benefits, which the employees can judge differently, that what are the monetary benefit they are getting, what are the certificates they are getting. But I say that apart from that aspect, it also adds to your growth when you innovate, when there are applications filed and you can see that you are the inventor in this technology, this is the inventor which has so many grants, how it builds on the inventor's own growth. So that is something which I also add to the inventor's understanding, that this is how it will affect your growth. So this is definitely something which you should keep in mind, that if you contribute to the portfolio, how it will grow, make you also grow in your career and professional aspects. And along with that, the company has all these things to offer you. Then there are trainings, definitely. Correct. Trainings are required. We do those trainings, and in those trainings, the concepts of intellectual property are covered. Along with that, these aspects of how will it affect the inventor, how does it help them, and what is the strategy of the company which they should keep in mind for a more successful application or invention that they should contribute. So this, whatever are the requirements of the company, whatever you think will motivate more to the employee or the inventors, along with the monetary rewards, and where is the roadmap going, all those things, if you keep putting into the mind of the inventors, not just once, but again and again and again, you have to show your presence there, you have to be available for the inventors over there.
Now, coming to the point of inventors, since you have an R&D team, do you always expect inventions to come only from the R&D team, or there is a larger organization as well, right? So I'm talking about, let's say, invention mining and training itself. How do you actually put invention mining into the workflow itself, so that maybe not just the R&D team itself, anybody in the organization who is doing something which is innovative in nature is always aware that I have to, let's say there is something which is coming up, this in my workflow, okay, I'll have to check this is something which is inventive, and I'll have to report it to, let's say, whoever is supposed to be reported to. Let's say he should be aware that there is an IP team, actually, because not everybody is in the R&D team, right?
Yes.
We cannot, because maybe some inventors are coming not even from the R&D team, from other employees as well. So how do you put that in, let's say, a daily workflow, or there in the workflow itself, to actually mine these inventions? Well, give us some information on that.
Okay. Now the R&D teams, like I said,
they may be more aware. Fine.
Yes, they have to be aligned with the roadmap and the inventions that are producing. Now, if there is an invention which comes from somebody which is not in the R&D team,
correct,
he will have to align with the R&D, because it has to be something which is in the roadmap, which will be there in the sales, which will be useful for the company, So because some companies will, it depends on what stage the company is. Some companies are in the stage of growing the portfolio.
Correct.
They are not so strict about what specific things only can be taken ahead for the applications. Some companies might be on the stage that they are very focused on only those specific areas which can go ahead for patent filing. So what I say is that if there is a person who wants to be an inventor and he has some thought in mind that can be taken ahead, he can be encouraged to align with the R&D teams, and if that can be developed into something which will can align with the business directly, then certainly.
Got it. So I understood very clearly what you are trying to say. Basically, you are saying that all inventions have to be aligned with the business goals of the company.
Yes.
So if you come up with an invention which is not aligned with the business goals as such, you may not really be going to file that invention also, even if that is let's say something which is novel. Even that it is, if it is not aligned with the business goals of the company, you may not really take forward of filing such a patent itself.
Like I said, what stage the particular company is, it might depend on that decision.
Okay.
So mostly, yes,
Correct,
it has to be aligned with the company.
Yeah. So you're not really filing for anything which comes as inventive.
No, not everything.
You actually, because it costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
So you are only going to be filing whatever is aligned with the business goals of the company, where the company wants to go.
Yes.
But something which is not aligned, you're not really going to spend money on those things. That's the strategy, because that is where different companies are. Some companies want to file everything to show numbers.
Exactly.
Other companies wants to only file those things which align with their goals, because just filing for everything doesn't really make sense to them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
Correct.
You are right in the way of the thinking, and it's always, as long as the goal is that it should be aligned with the business, then the ideas which are only inventive but not aligning may not be taken ahead.
Yeah. Now coming to this, analytics plays a part, right? Now let's say a lot of analysis goes into, let's say, monitoring competitors, or where let's say a certain technology is going. So can you give me a brief overview of how do you actually use analytics to align with to actually strategize as to where the business has to go? Do you use analytics as such to actually think, see, you're not doing this, but our competitor is doing this. This is some technology we feel that is going to be hot in a year or two. Let's also file patents on it. Because otherwise there will be a barrier for entry for us to enter at a later point of time. Do you use these strategies?
We do something like, if the requirement comes from the R&D that this is some area which they want to focus on, or they might want to go ahead, or like I said, again, if the company is at a place where they want to only focus on specific topics, and we can tell that in these topics that these are the subtopics where there are more white spaces, or there are scope for you to grow or not grow.
So you do a landscape analysis or something like that and give it to the R&D?
On the already aligned strategy of not like IP team is telling that where are the...
Okay, IP team does not. So you're saying that R&D team comes up with where they want to go?
Yes.
Okay. So, but for the R&D team to actually know where they want to go, isn't analysis or let's say such as a patent landscape study is something which is required? Or do they use such strategies, or how do they actually come up with the decision as to where they want to go?
I think to some extent, again, it might vary from various companies. One thing would be, where is the customer requirement going? Where are the OEMs going? What are the requirements of the global industry in that?
Correct. You are coming from an OEM perspective, because you are an OEM, so that the client themselves will be actually aligning their strategies. So your business is aligned with client strategies themselves, because the client is saying that this is where we are actually going to be. This is what we require.
Yes.
So you actually the R&D is going towards the client's requirements themselves, right? Okay, got it. now we talked about all this. Now I understand that from your present employee's perspective, it is aligned with let's say whatever the business goals are. But many a time we also see that many companies follow different ways of actually protecting IP itself. Do they also see trade secret as something which is a viable form of protection itself? Because many people ask, what is trade secret? I just tell them, you keep it a secret, it is trade secret. But it is not as simple as saying that you keep it a secret, it is trade secret. When do companies actually think that it is better protected as a trade secret rather than actually going for IP protection itself? Do they see it as a strategy itself?
Uh, I feel, see, I have come across this discussion, and sometimes inventors ask me if I want to keep this as a trade secret. I don't want to, because when inventors ask, in their mind, the picture is that they don't want the product or their work to be disclosed into the market. They have this insecurity that if I leak it out, it will get copied, and that is the aspect from which inventors ask us sometimes, and which is where I say that your understanding is not correct, because when you disclose it, the requirement of the patent application is getting a monopoly in exchange of the disclosure.
Correct.
And trade secret can be kept in those aspects where you are giving the services. If you keep the algorithm or the process, whatever is your, the secret recipe of it, you don't disclose that, but you, based on that, you give the service to the company. Now, in a product-based company, it becomes a little difficult to
because there are many stakeholders involved.
Yeah, when it's a physical thing that you have to launch into the market. Yeah. So, in those aspects, keeping the trade secret is something which is difficult to do, or may not be the right choice at all the times. So, I have not really approved as of now
any trade secret as such. See, it doesn't make sense, right? So basically, you're a company, the inventor comes to you, he knows what the secret is. He's not really the founder of the company. He is an employee who is with your company today. He may go to another company tomorrow. If it was a trade secret, so it is just that he knows the secret. If he goes to another company, the secret goes with him. What is stopping him to actually tell them the secret itself?
It's something, if you agree to do a trade secret, keep it a secret, then there's a lot of things that you have to build around it.
Yeah.
So that definitely we understand what is the requirements, how to keep it confidential and how to maintain that things. But again, when I know that when the inventors come to me, their mindset is not that it has to be the trade secret, because the company will benefit more from it being a secret rather than a patent application.
Their
mindset is, I don't want to tell this outside. This is my invention. And don't tell it to anyone.
It's mine. Yeah. Coming to that. So, do all employees sign a agreement saying that every invention that they come up with belongs to the company, or is it that only the R&D team does it?
Okay, can you repeat?
I mean to say, so in a large organization, there is the R&D team, and then there is a larger organization with other employees as well. So when we sign an employment agreement, typically we have a clause saying that every invention, anything which they come out, all IP belongs to the company, which is actually has to be conveyed properly as well. Because see, from a inventor's mindset is, this is mine, I did it, but he's actually getting paid for it. So do you sign it across the organization or just the R&D team itself?
No, I think it is done for all the employees.
All the employees. Okay. Which is actually the right thing to do, and but will have to be conveyed to them as well, because typical mindset is I am the inventor. This is mine.
Not in my previous years, I have faced this question that I have done this work and I have done that work and I want to take it ahead, and we have to explain them the clauses that they have signed and what can be the issues, and it is not encouraged, and it has to be in the name of the employer.
Okay. As an IP head, have you ever given permission to an inventor which you said that we are not going to patent, but you can patent on your own?
No, not here.
Not given.
No.
Okay.
So it is a difficult situation to explain.
Yeah, no, I know, because we get many calls like that. So when somebody calls, first thing I ask is that which organization are you from? Then they say I'm working somewhere. I'm working somewhere. I said, see, 100% you can, if you're working somewhere, first thing is you will have a clause saying that there is all IP belongs to the company that you're working for, because that is what you're getting paid for. So you'll have to first check with them. See, for me it's like though I'm getting business, I'll have to be very careful to advise them how it goes.
Yes.
Because even though you have come up with something, it is typically the employer the invention belongs to. So please ask with them. If they give you permission, go ahead and do it. But no, I don't think anybody gets permission also. Yes. Even if they are not interested in, let's say the company themselves are not interested in protecting that, somehow they don't, the person doesn't want to be the person giving, oh, I was the one who gave you the permission to actually go ahead and file this application also.
That is correct. I mean, it's something where we also understand where the employee or the inventor is coming from, what is the thought process in his mind. But giving those sort of opinions will make it more complex.
True. Do you, now let's say we talked about trade secret itself. How about defensive publications? Because not everything is worth, let's say, protecting, right?
Yeah.
To spend so much money on. Do you use defensive publications so that your competitor also doesn't get a patent on it, and everybody actually has, it's just like a free for all, anybody can use it, but nobody needs a monopoly on that? Do you use that?
Might be done case to case basis. There's not a very specific black and white that we will do a defensive or we will not do a defensive. But in some cases, if it feels like, then it can be done.
Even the
maybe defensive filing and not prosecute it, just publish it, or give it all to articles for publications. But that is definitely something which many companies do to discourage patent filing or discourage any other company getting a monopoly on that.
Okay. Coming to that itself, now there is a decision, right? So being an OEM itself, now you have different options. One is you actually invent something, or you purchase something, or you actually license something. How do you, what is this? This is a very, how do you go about this?
Okay,
how do you decide that this is what I want to do?
Okay, you said invent something?
One is invent.
Or you buy it?
You buy it. Somebody has invented, you buy it.
Okay.
Or you don't buy it, but license it.
If somebody has already given it, it's there to buy it, then how can you invent it if it is already there?
Correct. No, see, the thing is, there are different ways, right? So patenting is, let's say, doing something in 100 different ways. And you get patent for, you actually try to invent something over whatever is already existing.
Okay.
You change a few things and you, let's say, I don't want to, let's say, spend on buying. Let me do it in a different manner.
Okay.
So that is how you invent. That is how the patenting system works itself.
So you're saying that you have the use case or the end requirement, and then you go back.
Correct. Do you go do that? One is, there is, see, I don't want to go through the hassle of, let's say, trying to do R&D on this, and I actually come up with something which may take more time.
Exactly.
That is one thing. Then you actually, somebody has a license, you just get a license from him and manufacture. That is one part. Other thing is it is outright you purchase that as well. Other thing is you try to, let's say, not go these two ways, but you try to do the other one, which is try to overcome or try to deviate from what he has done, but achieve the same objective and get a patent for it. Is it based on analytics? How do you, is it a business decision or a patenting decision?
What I strongly believe in is it cannot be that I tell the inventor, this is my requirement, you invent.
Okay.
It cannot happen. It's a mindset. Invention happens through when a potential inventor is working and inventions happen. He comes out with something which is a solution which was not known so far. But now I tell him that this is my requirement. You invent this.
But I think that happens, right?
Yeah, it might happen, but categorically speaking, invention happens as a mindset throughout the course. And when you see that this is something, we just tell them the path, that this is the roadmap, and you have to think in this direction, and then whatever inventions come. But I personally do not understand this requirement that this is something that I have to buy. If I don't want to buy, so let inventors think about it.
Okay.
That is not specifically, I think, can work very successfully. But it also depends that you have that long focus in mind, that this is where I want the portfolio to develop, and I collect a skill set around it,
Okay.
and they might develop things which I may not need to purchase it from the market, and I can have my own internal skill set to develop something around it, and then I build a portfolio also around it. And also, if it is a time-based requirement, how critical is the requirement? Based on that, you might want to just license something which is available if you have to quickly handle some project requirements or things like that. You may not have time to collect the skill set, build it, and patent it. You can go ahead with the licensing, whatever is there available in the market. But otherwise, I think it's a long way of sightedness in mind, that this is where we might grow, where the market might grow, and this is where we should build the skill, and then think about patenting it if it is innovative enough or aligned enough.
Yeah, good. Nice. So, again, coming back to Aumovio, which is actually branched out of Continental. So, from our experience, we actually seen other organizations do this. They've actually branched out for various business reasons, and in such cases, a lot of portfolio gets transferred from, let's say, the parent company to the new entity. So, did this happen here as well? And how did you decide as to what gets transferred to the new entity? Who should hold what?
Yeah, I think it was at the management level or the board level, what will go where, how much percentage of portfolio will go to which company, I think.
Okay,
Yeah,
this is just so was it based on analytics? Okay, these are related to these sort of inventions, so these go there.
So, like what happened with Continental and Aumovio, that the automotive part is now Aumovio, and Continental continues to be the tires division.
Okay.
So initially, also tires related inventions were separate, and automotive inventions
Were separate.
Yeah.
Okay.
So based on that, maybe as to which patent is how much stake goes to which company, that would be decided with the
Even
executive
those
level.
now transferring worldwide is also a very big exercise.
Yes.
So we have done this
That's
previously, where this is a very huge task. Because it is spread over so many portfolios across so many
jurisdictions, so many patent offices,
so many
agreements.
associates. That's at least takes a few months to get over with.
Correct.
Actually,
All the assignments and transfers.
Transfers. Yeah. So, where do you see the Indian IP landscape going now? What do you feel that where are we going? Are we going from being a sort of a back office of, let's say, multinationals, to are we going where we are strategizing as well now?
Yes. When you first said, use this word Indian IP ecosystem, I was going towards the direction of how the Indian Patent Office and Indian innovations are going. That is one topic, and the other topic that you asked about being a back office and the mindset. And so I believe that Indian market has grown a lot in the last few years. The startups, the way it is going, the push from the government, the requirements and legislations which have been coming, they have pushed the Indian market to a great extent. It is no more that back office sort of support office which always was there in the back mind of people. It is also contributing strongly to the strategies of the company, so that people accordingly consider this location as a prime location when preparing, strategizing for their companies. We can see how if you see the defense startups and how people are, giving projects to India startups and asking them for to develop things for the countries. These startups are getting projects from the other locations as well. So Indian mindset, the innovation quotient of India has improved drastically. So I don't think the multinationals should think anymore
that India is just a back office.
They should be prepared, have this, get ready that this storm is coming.
See, you are been in IP for a long time, okay, and you have been in IP from a long time, and we have seen the patent office change a lot over time. So, see, we have had multinational clients from India, and we had a very difficult time answering the questions previously, where let's say I have seen patents take 7, 8, 10 years as well. Okay. Now, how have you seen the the patent office itself evolve from a point of view of, let's say, granting of patents, or let's say the quality of the examination? Have you seen it change? What is your view on that?
That's a lovely question. I remember my time when I had just moved into this, this file, and we used to go to the patent office trying to discuss the cases with the controllers. And the time when we used to discuss each objection and sit face to face with the examiner, take appointments with them. And to today's stage, day of today, when there are hearings done on video conferences, which I know that you do not have to really go to the patent office to talk to them. And so things have changed drastically from those things, the way we used to argue office action at that stage, to what we are today, with the oral hearings happening with the examiners and the controllers. So definitely it has taken a positive move, and it's helping the applicants a lot in today's age. The Controller General, I think Professor Pandit Unnat Pandit right now, he's taken a lot of efforts to move things in a very positive direction. I think the backlog is clearing a lot.
Greatly reduced.
Yes. That the hirings that have been done, the number of examiners in each
definitely. I think
industry.
It actually shows confidence in the Indian patenting system itself. If you have, let's say, patents granted in 1.5, 2 years, it builds the confidence of international filers also. Correct. Because they will not be frustrated, right? It is something which is taking 7 to 8 years to actually get granted.
Technology, the grant has to be faster than the pace of the technology.
Yes.
Otherwise, the value of the
patent, the value itself.
Because the time you're granting now, these days, companies are talking about pruning the portfolio.
Definitely.
After some years, the granted patent also loses the value. There is not much.
They don't actually keep it alive as well.
So if you take more than that to grant the patent, then there is of no value to the applicant. So that is one
definitely builds confidence. Because see, I'll tell you my point of view, what used to happen. Now let's say if you took so many years to grant a patent, you would not get new inventions as well, because now let's say somebody took 7 years. What would he do in 7 years? He would say that this is my patent. There is a patent pending. So if you actually, it is pending for so long, right? Yes. So you do not on a decision basis. So if it is pending for so many years, you can just keep on playing this patent pending card, and your competitor may still. Either one thing will happen as it is bad for him as well, because it is pending for so long, he cannot enforce it. Correct. Then this competitor, by the time, what he would have done is, he would have made another product, similar product, and he would have actually made his money, and that by the time of the 7 years, that life cycle of that technology would have been over. Now, if you are churning out grants as fast as possible, what happens is new innovations come, you are able to enforce it, it builds confidence in the patenting system itself. I think that's a great thing which the Indian Patent Office did, the government as such, because they hired so many examiners that at one point of time, because of so many examiners were hired, we were getting examination reports right,
Yes,
left,
yes.
and center for all the applications we had filed over a period of so many years, because we were not getting any examination reports at all. But once the government hired so many people, everything was like smooth. It
You
was
can see
fast.
the numbers that have changed, the amount of grants that were announced in 2024, how many applications examined, how many applications filed. You can see the upward trend.
Yeah, it's an upward trend.
Yeah.
See,
Amongst the
any
global-
so I think innovation index is a very good indicator of a developing country or a developed country. So India is going the right way. And
Yeah.
actually, the government is actually hiring more people, more examiners, and
clearing the
resolving,
backlog and the time taken
clearing the
turnaround time
backlog.
is reducing.
Yeah, I
So
think
that will help the
it's
applicants.
actually say it is we take great pride in actually telling foreign clients now that, see, even USPTO may take 2.5-3 years, but India sometimes it gets granted in 6 to 9 months itself, because if you go for, if you have an expired examination as well now. So
It's good to
fine,
see
it
that,
is we India is much faster than
It's
many
arriving,
other
yes.
jurisdictions as
That
well,
is correct, yes.
which is a good thing.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay, Swati, thanks a lot for your time. It was an excellent discussion with you. I enjoyed a lot and learned a lot from you as well.
Thank you so much.
And to our viewers, stay tuned in for more such podcasts from InvnTree. Thank you all.